Hey Saber fans, Tony here from Sabers, and today I've got another lightsaber install review for you. I do build these sabers if you're new to the channel, so please like and comment if you have any questions. This one in particular is for sale, so if you are interested, look in the links below, Etsy or Instagram. So let's get into it. Now, this is kind of an experimental thing for me that I was doing for a while. So I wanted to build myself a Graflex that had 2 buttons, because previously I'd done 1 button, and now I've decided to go 2. And with Empire Strikes Back version, you can have 2 workable buttons. And so this has acquired several parts. So the top part and the Graflex clamp is from the Graflex shop, which is based in Missouri, which is quite nice. And then we have the Korbanth 2.0 bottom piece I've got from Korbanth. When I was building other Graflexes, I wanted different grip pieces, and so I bought that from them. And so I bought this retention screw here because since in one button you'd have this as the retention screw and you take it off as the glass eye, I had to buy a specific screw that was designed for this chassis or this setup for that using the retention. So this little Phillips or a flathead screwdriver is your retention screw, which is quite nice because I don't have to unscrew the glass eye or whatever every single time. Now the interior of this metal piece here that is the blade holder is actually the original 2.0 for the Graflex. I bought this for $10 on the Vader's Vault, and so it fit pretty well. It did shake a bit, so I put spacers and stuff in there, so it now is really snug. I'm not quite sure what chassis I remember using. This is a Sloth Furnace card. This is the Force Awakens silver, which still works for Empire Strikes Back because there's both the silver and the yellow. Now, I don't forget what chassis this is, but it's a very good chassis. You got your Profi board there, recharge port. You do have SD card access as well as your USB, micro USB. Now, this chassis does have a kill switch option, but I decided not to because you can easily put a kill key in there and it's fine. But yeah, a pretty easy build. This has stock Neopixel connectors. This is the short pins. This is the first time I've started using short pins. I have a few of them in stock. I'm not quite sure if I'm fond of them yet. With the stock Neopixel short pins, here I'll show you if I double tap. Show you guys that real quick. And so, yeah. The problem with the short pins are, since they are short, they overheat after a long period of time if you have the Neopixel blade in, so I don't recommend with this saber to have a long duration to have the blade on. It'll be fine for maybe 15 minutes to 30 minutes. It's not don't have any problems, but if it does overheat, the blade will just stay static and there's no functions. If that does happen with this saber, just put in the kill key and let it cool down for a bit. But that's the only problem I've run into since I am new to the stock Neopixel connectors. They have resistors on them, on the PCB themselves, and so I'm not quite sure why it's overheating, but I think it's just because the pins are short. Anyways, so this has about 10 fonts on there. Now, with this building, I wanted kind of the pathway to Anakin Skywalker all the way to the original trilogy, and so this is kind of from episode 3 all the way up to, I guess, I have the last font here is Party, of course, but to go into the Kylo Ren and Return of the Jedi. And so with the Return of the Jedi font, I have pre-ons and pre-offs that basically are the redemption arc of Vader. And so it's a very nice subtle thing. This is, again, considered a vintage Graflex install, not a skinny flex, but yeah. It's very nice. Now, when you get the top piece from the Graflex shop, it comes in several pieces. So you have to put in the bunny ears, you have to put in this little ring here, you have to put in a lot of the screws and this what they call beer tab here, as well as this little, not sure what this is called, but this need to be added on as well. But that's kind of it. It was very fun. One of the differences between a vintage Graflex and a Korbanth 2.0 is that in the originals you have this little lock sequence with the Graflex clamp, and it's not terribly present here because the Graflex clamp doesn't really have it, but it has this little lip here. And so the idea is that when you have the original Graflex clamp, you can do it, click it, and locks in, and it's very nice. You do it with this piece here, but this piece has the threading for the Korbanth 2.0, and so this actually worked very well. With 89 sabers and stuff like that, you don't have that necessarily the threading, you have the lock system. And so, which is really nice. I have yet to install 89 Sabers Graflex, but I'm pretty happy when I do. So, without further ado, I'd like to put the blade in and show you some of those fonts. Alright, so now we're going to show all the fonts I put on this. First up, we've got Chosen One. So the 3 fonts in the beginning are Chosen One. So I mix it up and change the font sound with the boot sound. I have a villain version in here, so when Anakin turns the dark side. So let's get into it.
Anakin Skywalker.
You got color changing, all that jazz. It's quite nice. On a Graflex, it's a bit weird because your buttons are opposite of each other, so you kind of gotta finagle it a bit. Next, so the font for this, the track for this was the battle between the heroes. And I guess there's force effects on here too, I should show. Force effects.
This is where the fun begins.
So, yeah. And next one.
Darth Vader.
So this is his turn. This is the villain side of Chosen One. So I got like a kind of I guess it's called stable build up, and then unstable retraction, I believe. Of course, slaughtering younglings. Now the track for this is Anakin's Dark Deeds. Force effects, of course.
Do what must be done, Lord Vader. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy.
Crazy. If you time it right with the track, it just sounds badass.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
So we went from the turn of Anakin now to the final battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin. So this has the Battle of the Heroes on it. This has more of the emotional tracks on it,
You
or force effects.
underestimate my power. You underestimate my power. The Jedi turned against me. Don't you turn against me? Is it possible to learn this power?
Lightning block is the opposite, so you hold power and tap Ox. Nice.
This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight.
So now the transition to A New Hope. So this is Kyberphonic A New Hope training, and so this has the ambience of the Falcon while they're training. So yeah, very cool. A lot of force effects.
You made a sandwich. Reading about the concept. Yeah, it's not wise to upset a Wookiee.
Good fun font. This is Hoth, so this is a CFX I transferred over. I also put a track called Hyperspace to it, which is when they find Luke on Hoth. So a lot of ambience in the background with the sun. The probe droid blasters. Good force effects on this as well. Alright, next font.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
So this is ESB Graflex by Kyberphonic, and so you have the final duel, of course, darker blue. Same style, basically. Good force effects on this.
Your destiny lies with me, Skywalker.
The track for this is called The Duel. I won't go into that one, I'll skip that one.
Luke Skywalker.
So this one is the Bard scene. I believe this is LS6 by K-Sith, that's what it is. Checks on this. Is it just a force push? Yeah.
If you will not turn to the dark side, then perhaps she will.
So this one is Daddy Issues by Fonts by Fours.
I won't leave.
So this is the one that I have the Vader's Redemption part on it. So your pre-off effects or post-off effects are Vader basically saying that you were right, you turned me back to the light. And so I'll demo that real quick. And then
Father, you are right.
it's very cool. Now the track I believe for this is the throne room scene. Yeah. So if you listen closely, you can hear grunts and groans from Luke and Vader when they're fighting for the clashes. It's very cool. It's very subtle, but they're all randomized clashes, but it's very cool. Very immersive. So, yeah. But next font.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
So this is Rogue One Vader by K. Sith. I believe this is the Rogue One scene. Yes, sir. And so, this is the style I always use on my Vaders. White swing, unstable build-up, and unstable retraction. Yeah. Blasters, of course. Now, for multi-blast, you hold it down and let go. Auxiliary, that is, and then you can just swing it. Very handy with your Graflex. Yeah. Next font. So I put a New Hope Vader on here. So it has the same kind of unstable, but it has the Imperial March on it. Let's see if I can play that. Yep. So what's a lightsaber without an unstable font? Let's be honest. So this is Unstable V2 by Kyberphonic. Very interesting to put on a Graflex, but a lot of fun nonetheless. And next but not least.
Prepare a boarding party.
So with my last fonts now, I'm starting to get into this. This is just kind of an update as well. On most commissions, your last font, if it is the Rainbow Blade, it will have the passive battery monitor. And so depending on if it's green, yellow, or red, it will tell you how much battery you have left. So right now, I'll go back to it and show it again. And go next. So looking yellowish, so that means that you're about medium battery. Now, if you want to see all these updates, please go see my Profi update video. It has a lot of that features on there that I'm now offering from commissions, so please go check it out. And of course, the Rainbow Blade. Alright, that concludes our font review and install review for this Graflex. If you're interested in commission, please hit up my Instagram. If you're interested in this saber in particular, go to my Etsy page to check out that. Please like and comment, I said before. Subscribe, it'll help the channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. Of course, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.